In the next couple of videos in this series, we'll explore some of the frequently asked questions about directors and officers insurance. So the first one that's come through is, what does directors and officers liability insurance cover? Well, it covers the personal assets of directors or the company in case they are sued. It covers legal costs to defend them and potentially any damages that arise from a valid claim. So the next question is, are directors and officers not covered by the company if they get sued? Well, firstly, the Memorandum of Incorporation, or the MOI, needs to allow the company to indemnify directors. Secondly, the company has to actually have the resources to indemnify or to pay costs for directors and their damages. If they don't, the creditor or those suing can go directly after the directors in any event. So the company is able to assist because the company probably would get sued first, but the company may not have the resources to defend the directors. Are a company's subsidiaries included under a D&O policy? Well, generally yes, but it has to be specifically noted on the policy. So does the D&O policy cover fraudulent acts? Well, generally the policy would look to defend a director. The insurer would look at the potential claim, and if it's obviously fraudulent, it wouldn't be covered. If they do decide to pursue the claim and cover it, and the defendant is found guilty of any fraudulent act, and the insurer has paid for the defense, they would then look to go after the fraudulent party to recover those costs. Why should private companies consider D&O insurance? Well, in the old days it was only shareholders that generally could sue you, and then it would have made no sense in a private company because generally the owners are the ones that run it. But in today's world, there's many different stakeholders that can sue you. Private companies may not have the assets to defend against any claim, so that is why D&O insurance is probably even more important for private companies. Why do private companies need D&O insurance? Well, in the olden days, I suppose it was only really shareholders that would sue a company, but now there's different stakeholders, as we've covered, that can sue a company. A day in the High Court, for example, could cost 250,000 Rand. Generally, the private companies are the ones that maybe have limited resources. So it's probably more important for a private company to be covered in case of them being taken to court. Who would be the claimants against the company, which would then trigger a claim against the directors and officers liability policy? Well, anybody could sue the company, really. So a trade union, employees, shareholders, investors, government organizations, anybody who feels that they've been wronged in any way can now sue a company, in which case the directors and the company need to have a way to fund the costs to firstly defend themselves, and secondly to cover them in case of any damages.